Hello, everybody. I'd like to thank Yorick83. He had some insightful questions and some interesting questions that I began to answer privately, but I think that it's worth sharing with the rest of the community and see what you guys have to say. He asks, have I ever visited Mgtow forums? And he made the point that every other poster there claims to have a wife or a girlfriend and that this does not align itself with the Mgtow philosophy. Now, I haven't visited the Mgtow forums in any depth. I have been there a couple of times, but I didn't see anything of value for me personally there. Plus, I didn't understand how it was organized. Further, Stardusk and Barbarossa, who are the pillars of the Mgtow movement, in my mind, they don't operate within the Mgtow forums. And since I feel that where they are is where the movement is, I prefer the YouTube medium. To answer Yorick's question about girlfriends and wives and so forth, listen, younger guys, we all know, are going to want sex. An older guy like myself, though sex is certainly something that comes to mind, especially on a campus full of 20-something fit girls who, some of them find me sort of an oddity or mysterious or something and kind of like a daunting target to conquer. I'm certainly faced with the temptations, and I'm faced, especially now that it's spring, with some younger women that I interact with, making sure I notice their bodies, their legs, and their femininity. But for a 40-year-old dude, it's easier to deal with these temptations because of a reduced need for sex and because of my experience with the risks. That being said, I believe one of the strengths of Mgtow is that it casts a huge umbrella over a diverse male community. If Mgtow has PUAs or guys that pump and dump within its ranks or whatever, the movement, it's given them a clear picture of the game in which they operate. I have no problem with younger guys gaming the system because the system is set up to game men. Having romantic or sexual relationships comes with a set of risks, but I believe Mgtow has done an outstanding job of laying out those risks so that people can calculate for themselves which risks they will or will not accept. Can someone have a girlfriend and still consider themselves Mgtow? Yeah, I think they can. However, in terms of married men claiming to be Mgtow, which I am highly suspicious of, I don't believe an actual Mgtow would be married. It's completely counter to the philosophy. I don't worry about men being a blowjob away from changing their minds. If we have done our job of communicating the dangers well, and I think that we have, Mgtow has provided insights which allow some men to have their blowjobs on their terms. This is not wise, but at the same time, men are intelligent and savvy enough to make that call in their own life. Does this make them no better than a gold digger? Honestly, I really don't know. I believe Mgtow is in the business of providing working principles to navigate life with and opinions on best practices while avoiding moral imperatives. Now, in the past, I have made videos that claim that men should have each other's backs. Now, this might on the surface seem like a moral imperative. I don't view it as a question of morality. I view it as a principle that works better than not having each other's backs. So the next question Yorick83 asks is, and this one's a doozy, and I think it kind of indicts me a little bit, why do people bash Stardusk and a few comments later praise his work and his wisdom? Now, the strength that Stardusk has is his ability to break down complex ideas and come to a set of principles that are valid based on his experience and an accurate assessment of facts. This is quite difficult to do, which is one reason why we marvel at many of his videos. However, Stardusk has made videos which show that he sort of lacks political acumen. This is why people can both admire his wisdom and clarity while also being critical of statements that don't need to be made, as time and growth will solve most issues of power and influence within the movement. This is typical of great philosophers because philosophers must be truthful both internally and externally in order to operate as an effective philosopher. And truth is what drives them, and often it's a truth at all costs sort of idea. However, in a political setting, and we are a political movement in that we seek growth and we seek power and influence. In a political setting, truth, and especially truth that is critical of others in the movement, must be filtered. And such truth should be left to others in the community that are better equipped to making political statements that affect the growth of the movement. We are a political body, as I said, in that we wish to gain power as a group. Politics is a skill that is often mutually exclusive of great philosophic minds. Yarrick83 has one more question, and it kind of relates to his first question I addressed in this video. He asks, why is Mgtow becoming more PUA and less rational? Now, I disagree with how Yarrick framed the question, but I do understand what he's driving at. If Mgtow is becoming more PUA, and I have no evidence of this, or Mgtow has more PUA elements joining us, it's most likely because we're reaching a younger audience. Now, this is a good thing, and it's fine by me. As I've said before, there are two types of Mgtow, the older Mgtows and the younger Mgtows, and both sets of Mgtows face their own sort of subset of different issues. For younger Mgtows, working out their worldviews, our philosophy is very much theory to them because they lack the experience that older Mgtows have. So they will very much test these theories. And if our theories are correct, they can use the Mgtow philosophy as a measuring stick in their life and gain deeper understanding through experience. This is a very natural process for human growth. That is, to test theories through living a contradiction until the theory proves itself as correct. Now, we Mgtows know that our theories do stand up, and so for younger Mgtows, these theories will be confirmed as correct in their own lives. Thanks, Yarrick, for the questions, and thanks everybody for listening.